Hello, everybody. Hello. I don't know what was happening. I had it pre-set up and I went to get on it and it didn't work. So I'm hoping you'll find me so that we can sit and chat today.
Is connected.
So hello, how are all of you? It is hot out there today. In fact, it's kind of funny because I went out this morning to take a few pictures of my flowers, and it's so hot and muggy out that the camera kept fogging up. So crazy, crazy, crazy. Okay, let me see what I have here. I was going to work on paper piecing. Oh, very good. I'm so glad you found me. I didn't know what to do because it wouldn't let me come in. It was stuck. I might have set up the live stream wonky. If I don't set it up as soon as I'm finishing today's live stream, it sometimes goes to this other program. I apologize. Hello, Cheyenne. Oh, thank you, sweetheart. God, Susan bails me out all the time. I love all of you. Is it hot there too? It's so muggy. You step out and you feel like you've walked right into a sauna. Last night worried me because it was really hazy outside. And when I went out, so many people around here were doing fireworks and I was kind of worried. And I went out and sure enough, I smelled a little smell of smoke. And I thought, please, I hope that nothing's been set afire. And it seems okay today. But I tell you what, we haven't had enough rain and people were setting fireworks off everywhere. They've gone crazy with those things. Hi, Miss Sonia. Sonia, today I'm doing a little tribute to Jenny Byer's shop and all the wonderful stuff she has done all this time. Hello, Annette Parsons. You're not late. I was late. First, when I tried to set up the stream, I didn't have my makeup on. My hair was still in curlers. And I'm typing in and going, I'll be there in 4 minutes. Well, by the time you get to 64, it takes a little longer than 4 minutes to get ready. You know, back when you were young, you could run a brush through your hair, put on a little, lip gloss, and you were good to go. But not anymore. Were they? Oh, I bet you it did upset your asthma. I'm so sorry. Yeah, they were setting them off everywhere here. And I went out to put the chickens away, and it was kind of scary. It was like, I hope people know where they're shooting these fireworks off. But anyway, hi, Sherry. Look at all these wonderful people here. And I hope Grand will find us again. So Alexis, I hope she ends up coming here. So today I wanted to do a paper piece demo. And honestly, gals, I'm exhausted. I'm 64. I'm exhausted. It has been 1 week. Oh, honey, Jody, that's horrible. It's horrible. I hate when it gets that hot. But anyway, let me make sure that I'm all the way out. Okay. This has been quite a week. I don't know if you've had a chance yet, but I put up our tree cutting video. That was 3 days of the week. And oh, yay, Nadine found us. Yay, now if we can just get Grand in here, I'll be real tickled. Isn't she the cutest thing? I get tickled at her, but I love when young people get excited about creating and want to be a part of that, and that's great. Yeah, Nadine, that was something. He was 70 feet. Now, I don't know how many meters that is. I think meters are a little shorter than yards. So I don't know how to, I guess you'd have to look up 70 feet. And because the tree was about 80 feet, and I feel like he never got quite to the top. But that tree, I mean, he was amazing up there in that tree. And you know what? he wasn't a great big guy, but muscle, he was like all muscle, because it's amazing the things he does up in that tree. So anyway, Sheryl Hogan, why don't you tell them about your experience? Sheryl Hogan, won our face mask contest. Speaking of that, here we go. Here's my face mask. I had such fun showing that to Mark, I tell you. And I did that thing with the fabric where I just took a piece of muslin, put a layer of fabric Mod Podge, and then painted it with acrylic paint, and then put another layer of fabric Mod Podge. So it gives it kind of a plasticky look and feel. But anyway, but Sheryl Hogan won our contest. Thank you to all you ladies voting. And she decided she wanted to go to Pineapple Fabrics to spend her gift certificate. So Sheryl, tell them your very, very good news. Teresa Jugovich is here. Hello, Teresa, sweetheart. And I've been looking to see, hold on a second, I'm getting some lotion. I've been looking to see if we were going to get, what's her name? The woman that we've been trying to get back. I see her pop in once in a while, but I hope she'll come back in. So Diane 57, you know who I'm talking about. Meters are a little longer than yards. Okay. So Vicky Lemire. So let me know if Vicky shows up today. I want to say hi. Is Quilting with a Soul here? So, so anyway, but what was I getting ready to tell y'all? But I'm exhausted. Today, I knew I had a lot to get done for this show. And you know what? I couldn't seem to push myself. Have you noticed? Oh, thank you, Nadine. Okay. And a lot of math, yes. But have you noticed that as you get older, you reach a point where your body says, just stop, slow down, stop, enough. And that's how I'm feeling. This morning I got up and I was doing all the stuff on the computer. I've got some great photos to show you. And I even made and edited a little video of my outside flowers to show you how they're doing. Oh, thank you, Susan. Susan can tell I'm all over the place today. I apologize in advance. So, Sheryl, yeah, here she goes. She spent the gift certificate on Pineapple Fabrics. Yes, when she signed up for the newsletter, they had this like Wheel of Fortune thing, and she clicked on it and got free shipping. So how cool is that? I feel like she won twice. So your body says this since you've been 25. It's just awful. So you know what I did? I said, well, we'll chat more today. I'll do a little bit what I can, but if I feel like I can't, we'll just chat, and that'll be all right. So, because I haven't been talking to y'all as much as I would like to anyway. But I've got great photos from Nadine. Let's talk about this. Today is July 5th. I've had a really rough time lately with this whole pandemic. I mean, I'm not the only one. I know you're right there with me. And not being able to see my grandkids and finding out that I'm not going to be able to be there when my next grandchild is born in a few weeks. So it's hard. It's hard. Chatting is good. Oh, thank you, Sonia. So, it's just been hard. And I've not been happy with how the country's being run. I let that slip out a few times. And I'm not happy with the meanness and the partisan politics and all of that. So I've just not been very proud of being an American lately. And you know what? That's my right. I'm a good citizen. And as citizens, we're allowed to say the truth of what we feel. And I opened the email today because I was looking for last minute. I opened our website because I was looking for last minute photographs that might have been put in that I can show today. Nadine's email touched my heart. I choked all up. because, I had even read this week that someone in the German government said our relationship might be forever damaged lately by things that are happening. And that breaks my heart. And I admire Germany. They are so amazing with engineering, manufacture, design. I mean, they are cutting edge, amazing. And so that broke my heart. So I've just been having a rough time lately and not feeling this July 4th, And so reading Nadine's message to us, and she made an American flag quilt for us as a way to reach out and touch us and let us know that she cares and that things are going to come back and it's going to be okay. And I just want to thank her from the bottom of my heart. That's why Nadine is our sunshine. She's one of our couple sunshine people who we just adore. And the group is not the same without her. When she was so busy at her farm for a couple months, we missed her terribly. So everyone, I just wanted to give a shout out to Nadine, who can teach us something. So anyway, well, that's right, Sheryl, you did tell me that. Oh my goodness. So well, you know what, Diane 57, thank you for saying that. Thank you for saying that, because you know what? We've seen the worst that society can do, but we've also seen the best. Some of the things people are doing out there, some of the ways we're taking care of each other is amazing, and it does build up my soul. So thank you, Nadine. We just love you just so much. So thank you. It couldn't have come at a better time, Nadine. It could not have come at a better time. So thank you so much. So, and if I could, I know your country wouldn't let me in now because we have such bad COVID over here. We're out of control. We're best in the world at being the worst. Oh, please. But if I could, I would come over and I'd spend time in your pool and on your porch. And oh my God, it would be so fun. And I don't know German, so I would just smile and nod a lot. So, but anyway. And so today, this week, it's been a busy week with all that tree stuff. And now here I'm complaining about a busy week, and there's Miss Bonnie. If anybody's been busy, it's been Miss Bonnie. I can't imagine to move in the middle of everything and totally redo your life. Amazing. So I just wanted to say, when I was working on my self-portrait quilt, it started to go too far off the rails. And when I say off the rails, Nadine, it's when the train leaves the track. And we all know that's a bad thing. But when it goes off the rails, that train has left the track and I'm not going to be able to put it back on. So, yes, Bonnie is something else, starting a new life. She's something else. And oh, Bonnie, did you not take your car down there? Because you've mentioned a couple times, it's like, you don't have your red car anymore? I loved your red car. But anyway, so I cut my face off and said, I'm starting again. I'm going to start again. So I'll show you that. That's been one good thing. Okay. But I started again and said, let's try, because it's not going to work. Oh, okay. Oh, I gotcha. Okie dokie. So here, let me see. If this one is the one that's, now, the face looks funny because the fabric is wrinkled. It's a little wrinkly, but this is the one that's going to stay. I'm not doing this again. So I'm not doing this again. And that's going to be it. So anyway, but I need to put in a little bit of a pinky hue. But I think this, you reach a point. Let me back this up. I have a hard time doing something. It's missing my necklace. Yes, I'll have to put one on there. But I have a hard time doing things. I have a hard time doing things more than once. My daughters were 2.5 years apart, so I'd make them dresses for every special occasion. But I had to make both. I used to dress them alike, but I had to do both at one time. And if I didn't, I couldn't bear to go back and make that same pattern over. So I've kind of got a thing like that, So I said, this is it. I'm proud that I did it twice, but that's it. So keep those eyes. Yeah, it was cute because somebody, was it Jody or somebody said, I like the eyes you did. And the eyes are tricky. They're always hard for people. And the main thing is just approach them slowly. Start with something erasable first and keep working, because I didn't realize I'm not a repeatable person. Aren't you glad you don't want two of me? So I look a little jaundiced. Yeah. And this, the problem is Inktense has no flesh tone. And so as I'm putting shadowing in, it's getting browner and browner and browner. Honey, I'm kind of a pale gal. I am not that tanned. And it was making me look too good. So what I'm going to do is use my Inktense blocks and go over it with a light pink wash, because that's what I had to do this one. And if you can see, there's a light pink touch to it. But with the eyes, I said I would make a video and I didn't. So coming up, I'll actually do some eyes for you while we do our live stream and kind of show you how I kind of do them. The main thing, though, is put that reflection in. Look at the photo or whatever you're using as your inspiration. And even if you have to get acrylic white paint, that's really best, because that sharp reflection in the eye makes all the difference. It makes the eyes come alive. See how I did the reflection in those? So just remember that. Now, let's see. There she is. Hi, Alexis. Yes, I would have been camping, but no, in fact, Lake was still at flood stage. Mark checked it the other day. He said, nobody's still going camping there. Oh, that breaks my heart. I miss it. It's been a tough year. We haven't been able to do the things we love to do. When I used to get oh, Susan, you're the sweetest thing. You are so good to everybody here. I mean, you and Diane 57 take good care of us. What did Nadine say? So anyway, but okay. But when you're doing these faces, please be careful. Don't use anything that's going to show. I did too much pencil work and put the paint on it, and it was, one thing I did want to tell you, though. One thing I've noticed with the Inktense is you can't use an eraser to pull away some of the Inktense, even after you've wet it down. But the one thing I want you to remember is, where is that pencil? Hold on. The one thing I want you to remember is use a white eraser on your pencil. The one thing I've learned is the pink erasers have a dye in it. I was looking for another white eraser, but I don't see one. If you use a regular pink eraser or you use a blue eraser, they have dyes in them. and it will stain your work. So the next time you see a pack of white erasers that fit on the end of a pencil, grab them, or get a art gum eraser or a white artist eraser. Okay, white, that's important. So anyway, but I was going to tell you where I had some problems or put too much color in. I was able to take it out with a white pencil eraser. And I have a white pencil eraser. I was just using it about a half an hour ago. I know it's here. Just not sure when. Not sure what I did with it. So, and I'm kind of flaky today. So I was going to show you. I've always wanted to do a New York beauty. And then I saw this pattern. I got it free. And look at this. I'm pretty sure. No, I did pay for this. I paid $3.50, and that wasn't bad. And here's where I got it from. Okay. Got it from the Etsy shop, and it was something like $3.50, $3.95. Good deal. And then I will have to take and make copies of all of this. That's why I'm not, you know what? If I tried cutting those out and using them now, I'd mess them up. But I have been wanting to do curved flying geese. And now I'll be able to take, now that I bought a pattern that has it, I'll be able to enlarge it and do whatever sizes I want. And so thank you. This was made, I don't know the person's name, but it's Tobacco Shed Quilts. Thank you for making something that was so inexpensive. I was looking for the person's name, the designer's name, and I'm sorry, I don't see it right away. KG Arnold. Thank you, KG Arnold. And I'm thrilled. And that was a price for a pattern that I could definitely afford. And so she's put all this work into it, and thank you. So, but I was going to remind you too, please remember that Google is your best quilting friend. And the reason I say that, or any search engine, because we have what amounts to a whole library at our fingertips with any of our computing devices. And so we're very, very, very lucky. And I know I was going to do this dancing ribbons. I still intend to. I haven't even started it. I tried reading the directions, and they kind of, you know, when you're too tired and you're too frazzled, you read it and nothing happens. So I'm at that stage where I read stuff and nothing's happening. Okay. There were a few things I wanted to show you. The other day, I finished the grits. Lately, grits have been my comfort food. I love making grits. I don't like them runny. I like them stiffer. And I love putting cheeses and butter. Gotta put butter, salt and pepper in my grits. And I ran out of the grits, out of this container. And I said, you know what? I don't want to throw this away. This is an awesome, stiff, nice container. So I will be covering this with fabric. And to make sure that the glue sticks, I'm going to take sharp object like these scissors, and I'm going to score it. I don't want to take this plasticized paper off because it gives the can stiffness. But how do you make glue stick when it's that shiny? So I just went around the whole can that way, and now I'll go around this way. And I'm just taking the tips of the blades and digging in, just breaking that surface of the shiny. And let me see. I don't know if you can see where I've done a lot of scratching. You probably can't really see. But by doing, you can also take a light sandpaper. But by doing this, now my glue will stick better. And then I'm going to wrap it around to the inside and then probably just leave that as it is. But this could hold scissors, pencils, It might be perfect while I'm working on stuff with my ink tints because I could have the color that the pencil is sticking up in there. And I did want to say, I went the other day online to look at the price of ink tints. It's gone up. So I think as more and more people find it and love it and know there's nothing like ink tints, the price has gone up. Who just snuck in? Polly snuck in. Hi, Polly. How are you? Speaking of Polly's, you know that my daughter, Becky, has a standard white poodle named Polly. And so last Sunday when we were on, yeah, the price of everything's going up. You're right. And so last Sunday when we were on, my son-in-law, John, saw the notice come up on Becky's laptop about my show. And so he clicked it on, turned on it, and put it on the coffee table. And Polly got so excited. And she went and got her favorite stuffy toy and laid on the couch with it underneath of her and watched me. And then when yes, the Taylor Swift of puddles. You're so good. And when I turned the camera away from my face because I was showing y'all something, she started whining. She wanted me to come back. So isn't she cute? Poodle puddles. I like that. So anyway, but gotta love my grand dog. She's just the cutest thing in the whole world. So anyway, so I'm working. I've got to, and a minute ago, I was going through my papers and this is what I hate. When I get this tired and I get this foggy, I don't wish this on anybody, but I hope I'm not the only one that gets foggy like this. It's like, you know what? Let me crawl back into bed and take the rest. But I had put up today's things I wanted to talk about. Here it is. It got turned backwards. See, this is what my day is like. So, but I was tickled about Cheryl Hogan's winning the face mask contest and then getting free shipping on top of that. And then I wanted to make sure you knew that I posted my tree video. And, let's go back to searching Google. You can search for what kind of pattern you want, and you can also put free. You'd be amazed at the number of free. People who write blogs so often do a tutorial on their blog and include the pattern for free. So being on a budget shouldn't change your ability. You have to buy your fabric on sale. And then, or use your stash, shop your stash. It's amazing what you have picked up in the past. And you might look at some of them and go, well, that's kind of yesterday's fabric. It doesn't matter once it's in a quilt. So just use it, enjoy it, and look for that free pattern. And you know what? If you'd like to do something nice, mention, send a little email thank you note to the person who did the blog or the pattern and give them a thank you, because it's awfully nice how generous people are. All right. Now, I was talking about the other day is I wanted to do this ribbons quilt, and I've got so many quilts to finish. Well, sometimes when I get bogged down, and you know how we all say, you can't do a new one till you finish what you've already started. Well, you know what? That doesn't help people like me. And people like me, we become invigorated by being creative. And so, it's best for us, I have a lot of UFOs, and maybe one day I'll finish them. But you know what? I'm a grown person. I pay my own bills. I do what I'm supposed to in life. That's okay. It is absolutely okay. And if I need to, Michelle Lang, and if I need to start a new project to get excited, as long as I'm not using drugs and drinking too much, I can do what I want. So I tell you, about a week ago, I looked in the refrigerator. I was like, I think I need a drink. And you know, I'm not a drinker because I'm allergic to it. I can't handle it. I saw a Mike's, whatever, hard lemonade or what. It was one of those. I popped open that bottle. I drank that thing so fast that, it gave me a headache. I felt good for a little while. But it's like, sometimes it just gets too much, you know? And then I was like, where are those Fritos? I want some Fritos. I was going to be a wild woman. It did give me a brain freeze. And then I was like, whoa, I'm feeling that one because I'm such a teetotaler. But you know what? Sometimes we just have to let go. And it's okay. I don't know why women feel like they always have to be, the good role model. It's like poo. So anyway, but if it helps you feel good to start something brand new, then you do it. I stopped following rules. I tried to stop following rules 30 years ago, but I definitely stopped following rules about 10 years ago because I said it was funny. We let people in our life give us all these rules to follow when they don't really have the right. And then sometimes we take up where they left off and give ourselves rules to follow. Not doing it. So, yeah. And now, if you're the kind of person that makes you stress to have unfinished things, then that's fine too. Just like my mindset works for me, it doesn't work for everybody. But for me, it's like, I'm starting another one. So, and then usually I get excited. And if I can keep that going, then I'll also work on the other one. That's why I like keeping projects together in some kind of basket, in a giant Ziploc bag, or those project trays I use. If they're right there, it makes it so easy to switch back and forth between different projects as your mood strikes. Or Tuesday do this project, Wednesday do that. We can do whatever we want. Pardon me. All right, so I don't know if Pat Fry is here, but Pat, as soon as I can read and concentrate on those ribbon instructions, because it seems like it has a lot of planning out ahead, because when you put all these wedges, if you don't plan it ahead, the color won't be cohesive. Like see right here. These are all wedges. And if the colors aren't planned out, you'll have a mess. So I haven't had the brain power available. Okay. Now, I wanted to talk to you about sew-alongs because right now I might have told y'all already, but I feel like I'm living in the movie Groundhog Day, where you hit that alarm and the same song's playing every day. I mean, I heard Rachel Maddow on MSNBC the other day say half the year has gone already. Really? 2020 seems like it just started and half of it's already gone. So, it's kind of crazy being in this COVID mess, and it doesn't look like we're going to get out of this mess anytime soon. So, what I was going to tell you is I normally in my life, I stay pretty busy. I'm not as busy as Diana Wright, boy, but I stay. Oh, thank you, sweetheart. Thank you, Susan. So, yeah, I'm with you, Cheryl. I can't focus enough, Oh, it's one of your disliked movies, Bonnie. Oh, but if you need, like normally to get away and recharge my batteries, I used to go to the movies. Can't do that. So I wanted to remind you that so many people are putting such good content on the internet everywhere, blogs, YouTube, everywhere. I wanted to tell you there are a few other sew-alongs going on right now, plenty of sew-alongs going on. I think Alex Anderson just had one. I don't know if she's getting ready to do another one. The Fat Quarter Shop. Go to the Fat Quarter Shop, their blog. Oh my gosh, they keep them running constantly, continuously, which means if you don't like this one, see which one's coming up next or two down the way. There, Pat Sloan does sew-alongs, but thank you, Bonnie, for letting us know. The poor thing broke both of her wrist and one finger. It broke my heart. I went and watched her video, and it's like, she's so sweet, but it broke my heart. And I told Mark, be happy that wasn't me. And boy, that would be hard. That she can't feed herself. I mean, I don't know what she can exactly do now. She was waiting for her surgery when I saw it. But you know what? Write her a comment on her thing or send an email to her blog and help her feel a little bit better, because she's being awful brave, but it's got to be tough. Then Moda Fabrics, the Moda Bake Shop, is doing a quilt-along. Some people call them quilt-alongs, some people call them sew-alongs. So if you want to, go on your Google, on your search engine, type in sew-along or quilt-along. Sometimes that can be just the thing to get you out of a slump, to get you out of, well, I was starting to say depression. The problem is depressions, and I'm not saying anybody is depressed, but this pandemic and all the fighting and partisan stuff that's going on will just make you feel depressed. And you have to sometimes take a step to go, what can I do to feel better? What can I do to get out of this fog? So go on your search engine, look up quilt-alongs, sew-alongs, see what people are doing. Watch it, find a new blog person and watch what they're doing. There are different sites that, reasonably have classes. Like AQS just had a sale the other day, $9.95 for a class. Anything like that to get your brain turned on and to help you feel better. So just thought I'd let you know. And good news. Mancuso did their online quilt show last week. They're going to have 2 more. They've already planned 2 more for this year. And any of you who thought about entering a contest, which I have, I want to enter again. I've got my flamingos I've got to finish, and I'm not sure what else. I'll see. But they're going to have virtual quilt competition. And our Diana Wright entered one. It was beautiful. So be saving your pennies. Mancuso is going to have a virtual vendors mall and all kinds of classes and lectures and competitive quilt shows. Isn't that exciting? Thank you, Mancuso. Woo! Oh, definitely Diana Wright needs to enter another one. She is so talented. So anyway, there we go. All right, let me see. So why don't we go ahead to our photos, because I have a Jenny Buyer, a whole, I'll show you, but there's a picture of Jenny Buyer's shop with a for rent sign up, because she's already moving out and moving down to the new mail order facility. And so none of us could have gotten to see the shop one more time. But luckily, I took plenty of pictures while I was there. I also have photos of her home, which dates to like 1740 I think 1740. And she had it on a garden show tour with all proceeds to benefit the Virginia Quilt Museum. So I've got those photos. And I mean, some of these photos are from almost 20 years ago. So I pulled those together. I have some great photos y'all have sent me. And so I think I'll turn the lights off and let's get busy looking at what you sent to me. All right. And Sonia, I thought you might want to see the Jenny Buyer shop photos. All right. I'll be right back, guys. Turn off these lights so we can see better. Okay. Turn my computer. All right. Well, first, go and look at your photos that you sent me, and then I'll show you mine and Jenny Byers. All right. We've been doing these photos since last July, middle of July. So we're coming up on an entire year that we have been doing these, which I'm so tickled with. All right, this, is Alexis's or Grand Galvatron's. This is her Hellbat. These are Transformer characters, if you didn't know. And she loves them. And this is one, Velvet, I believe, something. And that evidently is her character. She must belong to some group where they take on the different characters. Look at this drawing that she did, which is going to be her new one that's starting. And very talented gal. Up here. Oh, that was the help. Here is the new one that she's starting. So that's very exciting to see how she's getting that all laid out. Way to go. Okay. Now let's go back up to here. Oh, we've got some great photos from Miss Bonnie, so let's get these up. That's Miss Bonnie's house blocks that she's making. Really, really cute. And there, I love this. I love this because that's the quilt we made for her to thank her for helping us get really established and going. And I love that machine sitting there on that chest. Beautiful. And then this is when she had stuff just put into the room. She was just starting on her sewing room. Well, wait till you see. Look how far she has come. I mean, it wasn't that long ago, and look at all she's doing. So it must feel really good to have her own designated sewing room. So that way she can spread all of her stuff out, and when she's done, she can walk out of that room. So that is wonderful. It must be very special for her to be able to spread her stuff out. And Bonnie, we're just so tickled for you starting your new life, hon. Is she brave or what? Until I met Bonnie, I thought I was the only one who ever moved somewhere where they really didn't know many people. So that was wonderful. Okay, Sheryl Lemon, I want to show you her latest quilt that she shared with us. This reminds me of the quilt that Sonia's making, and I'll have to bring Sonia's up and see if it's the same one. But how beautiful. And she's gone blue and some pale buttery yellows. Just beautiful. Beautiful. And then this is a block series she's working on, and I can't wait to see the next one. And did this, oh my gosh. When I saw this picture, I couldn't believe all those curved blocks she was making. And the colors are all beautiful. And here's her second block in that series. So how exciting. And I love all the plaids used and the homespuns. And it's just absolutely charming. And this door looks like a bee-skeep. Bee-skeep. And then I love this tree and the bird. I mean, it's just so, it's folk art. It's absolutely beautiful. Way to go. All right, let's see who's next. Diana Wright. Oh my gosh, is this girl busy or what? Here we go. So evidently she's got a pear tree on her property. Wow. I wonder if she's going to can those pears, but they are pretty. They are pretty. And then this, I'm not sure if that's a cherry pie or what back there. And then, so a fried bologna sandwich. She must have made that for Marty or Nick. And this, oh my goodness, here are her homemade cinnamon rolls rising. Oh my gosh. I wanted that. And this must be some kind of crumble. I do not know. But she has been cooking and quilting up a storm. I guess she never needs to sleep. Look at that tree of life. Her quilting is absolutely gorgeous. So, hey, let's remember when she comes in the room, get her to start thinking about it, because when Mancuso puts out the call, we want her to have a quilt picked out, ready to be judged. That is just gorgeous. And then this, I think, is her Alaska quilt that she's been working on. And there's the Tree of Life quilt. She's a busy lady. And then evidently they had baled up 52 big round bales. One round bale equals like 30 square bales. And then this was maybe a banana cream pie she made. My goodness. I love that Tree of Life. That is so pretty. You can see the quilting on the back side of it. Another picture of her round bales. Let me see if I can make this bigger. Hold on. Let me see. So you can see those big round bales. I tried one time putting them in when I had horses, but the male horse just stood on top of it and ate. And so it's like, no, I think I better go back to square bales, because he would never leave the round bale at all to do anything else. Here is the beginning of her pool. Look at that big pool. Oh, it's going to be so big and nice. I'm so tickled for them. As hot as it is in Texas, they need that. All right, let's see. Just to remind you, we had our face mask competition, and we had 3 great competitors, and this is Cheryl Hogan's, and this big flower had glow-in-the-dark thread on it, and she was our winner. And then we had Marsha, who did a hand crocheted in multiple layers, and then here is Jody's spider mask, which is so darn cute. You tell you what, you'll be able to social distance with that one, because people might not want to be that close to that spider. So how cute is that? So thank you again for entering our face mask competition. All right. And just to remind you of Jody's. Oh, I've got a new one to show you from Jody. So here is her self-portrait quilt, which I love. I just love it. And the fabric she got for the hair was so perfect. But look, she also did a Hobbit house quilt. Is that cool or what? And it is the sun, a solar eclipse. Is that the cutest? And I love the bear taking a nap here by this tree. And there's a bunny here and flowers and a little tilted roof. It's just precious. A little bit of water. That is so cute. And I hope she had fun and learned something from that too. So thank you, Miss Jody, for making a Hobbit quilt, a little Hobbit art wall quilt. And I love that she made the little quilt off shape, which is, that just helps you free up and loosen up and really enjoy making it. Okay, let's see what else I have. Nadine. So Nadine has been very busy. She made a very complicated block here. I tell you what, that does look hard. Good job, Nadine. And her beautiful porch. Doesn't that make you just want to come up and sit down and drink some iced tea and look at her beautiful pool right there? Look at this bucket of flowers. Now, I see lupins, I think. I was trying to identify some of them, and some of them I'm not sure what they are, but they're so beautiful. And I love her style and the things she chooses to turn into planters. This is one of her ponds that she and her husband were busy working on. Oh, look at that. Look at that. And then look at this. I mean, isn't that beautiful on that splatterware pan? Just beautiful. And her kitty enjoying that porch. But this is the flag that Miss Nadine, I'm going to bring it bigger, but she just started making this the other day. And what a beautiful gift that she made for all of us. And it certainly helped me feel better about everything. So thank you, Miss Nadine. You are truly a beautiful person. Now, wait a minute. I thought, oh, there are more. Okay, good. All done. And then there's Miss Nadine herself. Isn't she something else? Thank you, Miss Nadine. That's a beautiful quilt. And look at this. Isn't that amazing? We are so lucky, and that's why I love, never forget, we are a big world, and all of us matter. All of us are important. It says, for my friends in the USA, made in the USA by L3Q, 4th of July, 2020. I love that. And Thomas Jefferson's beautiful Monticello there. Speaking about losing trees, they used to have these massive oaks at Monticello, and they unfortunately, sadly, had to finally cut them down. Yeah, the trees don't live forever. That's sad. Okay, now let's see. Where are we going to go now? I think I showed you last week Pat Fry, who had really hurt her back. And so now, in quilter fashion, she got busy working by hand. So she couldn't sit at her machine, but that's beautiful. Okay, let's see. Also, while I'm here, I want to welcome Pam Varga to our group. I misspelled her last name, but I want to get it right. Okay, doesn't this quilt look like Sheryl's? I guess it's a little different, but it's very, very similar, which is the curved log cabin. And I just think it's absolutely beautiful. So Miss Sonia is so talented. Let me go back to show you more of. Y'all are all so talented. It's funny that I started this group so I could teach quilting, but y'all teach me more than I teach y'all, that's for sure. Let's see. I think that's it for here. Okay, so now I'll just quickly show you my thing. Whoops, my little thing, and then I'll do Jenny Byers. And hopefully I didn't miss anybody. But first, got to show you my baby. I miss this little boy. He's had his first little boy haircut now. Okay, let's see. Oh, this was sent to me. I'm trying to remember if it was Kathleen or Diane57 or there was one other person I was thinking. But this is, I think it's a columbine flower. But doesn't it look like a group of flamingos? When she sent that to me, I couldn't believe it. So I wanted to make sure I showed you that. That is just absolutely gorgeous. All right. This is the sign that made me very sad. It's the Jenny Byers Studio for rent. Oh, yeah, it looks like it's pretty cleaned out. I can see in through the windows pretty good. That breaks my heart. But everything must change. Things change. Let me see. Hold on. Okay. And then, let me see if I can. Okay. These are the pots on my front porch. Now, those have grown a lot, but they don't grow and bloom at the same time. These are some purple coneflowers that my daughter got for me from the nursery, and I'm real excited about those deep reddish orange ones. Now, this is where I was telling you, I'm sorry about the haziness, but it's so hot and humid out there. My camera kept fogging up. That's my tomatoes. I decided to tie strings up and see how high they will go. And this is a cherry tomato brand. Sweet 100, I think. My other tomatoes are Celebrity, but my camera's getting foggy again. Sorry about that. I had to try to keep wiping it off. And this is Celebrity tomato, and it's the best I've ever grown here. And I tied that up to the pergola, and I'll keep winding the plant as it goes up. I'm a huge fan of caladiums because they grow so well. My probably last gardenia bloom for right now, that bush was covered in them. That's where they took down the tree, and look how bright and hot looking it is. Used to be all shaded, but we had to do it. We had to do it. So now, these are some obedient plants that are growing. I love perennials. And a lot of my New Guinea impatiens aren't blooming right now because they're putting on a lot of growth. My house plants are sitting out for the summer. They love it. It's like going to a spa for them. And I get so much pleasure sitting on my swing and watering these by hand every night. That's where I kind of get my peace and comfort. Somewhere in this, you could hear the hawks flying over. I had a big hawk land right in the yard yesterday, and we have them, they nest here because it's near the little lake across the street. And oh my gosh, they must have had a bumper year of baby hawks because there's all kinds of activity out there. My herb gardens, my baby, look at that. Can't wait for that tomato to be ready. And then this is a shade garden with my birdhouse and the platform feeder. And Mark planted a bunch of caladiums out there because the dirt is right hard for me to be able to plant. But I've got all hostas and caladiums out there. So I think that's it. There we go. I just thought I would kind of, as they grow and change, I thought I would show them to you. So now we'll go back and we'll go to Jenny Beyer. And I got to warn you, you're going to see some pictures of me 20 years ago. So this is Jenny Beyer's, I think, one of her most beautiful works. This is called Windows. And you notice here it's kind of got reference to the Statue of Liberty. She made this quilt in response to the attack of 9/11. Her goal was to have as many pieces in the quilt as we lost people when the World Trade Towers and the Pentagon were bombed and the planes that crashed. It ended up, she put over 4,000 pieces in it. And remember, this is all done by hand. All of her cutting, piecing, and quilting is done by hand. Absolutely beautiful. And I got to hold it. And I think you'll get to see that too. Okay. So I'll go to do her shop tour first. This was probably about 20 years ago when we went to her shop. I took the group that I was the president of at the time. And yep, this is me right here. And this is her September Sun quilt. And here is Jenny Beyer herself. And this is her stained glass star. That's kind of the emblem of her shop. And so she gave, I let her know we were coming, and she gave like a little trunk show. to all of our group. And there is her Moon Glow quilt, which is the first quilt I saw that I thought, I have to make that. And I've had the kit for that 20 years and haven't made it yet. So here I am from behind right here. And these are all my group of ladies. This is when I lived back in Maryland. We were only an hour and a half from her. It was great. So here's a photo of her shop. All the fabrics. It always had such a charming feel. I loved it. This was the classroom setting because she would give classes and lectures. So this was upstairs at the shop. Then it also doubles as her shipping center. So when you put your order in, this is where she would pack it to ship it. This is a different trip I made, and this is the first time I had been to Jenny Byer's shop, and she herself came over and helped me choose fabric to make a quilt. And believe it or not, I could hardly say a word. I was so amazed and shell-shocked that she would just come and help me pick fabric out. So I thought that was cute. I was very shy about that. Then here I am with her in a photo. And Jenny, I forgot this woman's name, but she worked at the shop for so many years. But there we are. And in fact, that's when I bought my stand. Okay. This is me helping Jenny hold that Windows quilt. Isn't that amazing? I mean, that is a gorgeous, gorgeous quilt. Okay. Now, let me see. Is that one it for that? That one's that for that. Okay. Now, here's Jenny Byer's garden tour. And like I say, she was raising money for the Virginia Quilt Museum. And in fact, in a lot of ways, she made that possible. One of the home shopping type shows had quilts in her patterns made, I think, overseas. And she successfully fought it and had the winnings from the lawsuit go to start the Virginia Quilt Museum. Very generous woman. So this is Jenny Byer's actual garden and her home. She, besides everything she does, she's an active gardener. Isn't this beautiful? I don't know how many acres, but she's got a very private compound. And you can see the lights over the doors. Remember, this house parts of this house date to 1740, I believe. It was at Great Falls, Virginia. Let me turn this around. And this is one of the native part of the house. But the house has gone through different additions. Her rhododendrons are beautiful. This was in May. Look at this. Isn't that just gorgeous? A lot of work in this garden. I think that's why she stays in such good shape. Now, this is her medallion garden, and she's got a quilt pattern based on the same thing. Just beautiful. There's the little waterfall in the middle that's made of a mosaic of colored stones that come from that pattern. Look at all the ageratums that are planted. Everything had a bloom time and a color in this garden. Isn't that beautiful? See all the different color stones, a dark green, lighter green, red, like a terracotta, and the white, all the different colors. Beautiful. And there are some of my quilt friends from back in Maryland sitting up under a little pergola of roses. So, and there's a nest I saw up in the pergola. And this is a beautiful some kind of evergreen. I'm not. There's some of her roses. Actually, those are not roses. Those must be a type of peony, or I'm not sure. But I love all of the blues and the whites and the grays in this garden. There's another view of her house. Another view of her sunny border. This is her on-site studio, and that's where she goes to work on quilts, to draw the design, create her fabric patterns, and it's an old log cabin. And that was closed that day, but I would have loved to have seen inside that too. And there's her house again. Living in a house that old is quite a labor of love. This is Miss Jenny herself, looking into that pond. Her land is absolutely beautiful. And we went for lunch after that. On the back side of the little shopping center, there was an Irish pub. All right. Let me turn back on my light, ladies. I'll be right with you. Turn this around. Okay, be right back. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that, because I had so many times. I probably went to Jenny Byers' studio 6 times and loved every time. So, all right. So I hope you enjoyed it. I loved seeing all of your photos. And that I saw sitting over there, it needs quilting, and I thought I would throw it up there. It came from a shop block of the month. You know how the shops will do a block of the month, and it came from a shop, and so I would go every month. We were using solids, and every month I would go make that month's block. Then you would get another kit cheaply. And so I thought, I'm going to put this up. It's been a while probably since I showed it. I'd like to go back to showing you one of my works each week. And that way, if you have any questions. But I found some really cool border print that kind of pulled everything together. And I just need to quilt it now. And then it'll be ready. Take good care. Oh, no, don't. Oh, you have to get up in 6 hours. Oh, Nadine, thank you for everything. Thank you for reminding us of who we are and that we can have friends from all over the world. And as long as we speak and treat each other kindly, things will continue to get better. So thank you, sweetheart. You're a beautiful woman. Thank you, thank you. So, I can't believe it. So she's got to get up so soon. That's early. That's so early. Well, any questions you have, anything that you want to talk about? And because I would love to listen. And I thought I didn't actually get them all the way over here. But I will give you a really good paper piece little workshop next week. And I'll have it all ready so you can actually see the benefits of paper piecing. Oh, thank you. Cheryl's here. So thank you. Oh, you're very welcome, Grand. I tell you what, there are special things, events in life, and it's nice to have that to look back on. And it's kind of fun to look back on myself and think, what went through my mind? What was going on in my life during all of that? But I do know, and I feel very lucky to have stumbled upon Jenny Byer's work, because I had pretty much given up on quilting. And I just couldn't do pastels and sunbonnet Sues. I just couldn't. And then I saw her work, and I saw the intensity of color and the way she used light and the outside the box designs. And I thought, I have to do this. So, and you know what? I'm going to make a promise to myself that within a year, I'm going to start the Jenny Byer Moon Glow kit that I bought 20 years ago. I kept waiting, thinking I had to be a good enough quilter to do it. Well, you know what? If I had made it back then, it might not have been as good as I could do now, but I'd have had 20 years of enjoyment. So within this year, and you keep me, hold me to it, hold my feet to the flames, I'm going to make that Moon Glow quilt that I bought all those years ago. So how is... thank you. I'm much happier. Much, much happier. Things were not going well at home for me back then, which some of you know the story of. And I just happier and healthier. And let me tell you, it makes... Susan will too. She'll remember. Susan has a brain like a steel trap. In fact, that's one of the things I love about this group. We have so many really intelligent people. And that's just amazing. Amazing. So, okay, this is great. You'd love to do bobbin work, okay? I've still been telling you I've got to do that. So, I'm going to try not to have any trees fall on my chicken coop. And just so you know, don't tell anybody, but it costs $7,000 to have that tree taken down. So, I won't be buying too much fabric anytime soon. But anyway, it was a tough tree in a very tough place. And most of the people that I called didn't want to mess with it. So, but anyway, I know that's a big out, Sonia. I'm thinking, okay, maybe I need to finish some of these quilts and sell some. So that's a big owie. Between that and the motorhome, it's been expensive, let me tell you. But anyway, oh, it looks like it's gotten very cloudy. I hope we get a bunch of good rain. We could really use some rain. I've been outside watering all my pots and my front. So, yes, it does. Yes, it does. So, we worked hard to save that. Now we got to start again. So, what can you do? Things happen when you least expect it. But when that one branch came down, the way the rot was in the top, we knew it had a line on the tree. You could see it was leading to the other branch. And the other branch would have been on the house. So, we had to do it. We had to do it. That's one of those adult things that kind of make you go, oh. Yep, Diane. And like we said, I had to turn it around and say, you know what? The tree warned us. Because what if the other branch had gone first? And what if it had come down at nighttime when we were sleeping? It would have been right on our end of the house. That could have been fatal. So thank goodness it gave us some warning. All right, let me see if there's anything. Oh, I know what I was going to show you. Oh, and I did have I've got my little rulers. So if you want to see paper piecing from the beginning with a ruler, I have these add a quarter rulers I can show you how to use. But when I was looking out on the side of the yard where that tree was, I had all kinds of perennials. I had perennials that ran from deep dark purple to light lavender to white. Most of them got crushed. Whether they come back or not, we won't know. It had to happen. But I'm always looking for a little ray of light. So I went on Walmart and ordered this bag of gladiolas. There's 30 bulbs in here, or corms, whichever way you look at it. And these are going to get planted this week. And it's my way of kind of saying, okay, everything out there looks dead right now, but I'm going to have something come up and something bloom. And since I have so much sun there now, I can grow gladiolas. So before it was just too shaded. And I'm going to put a vegetable garden in. I'm going to get a little fence next year, not this year. It's too hot already this year. But I'm going to get a little white picket fence, and I'm going to plant some green beans and my tomatoes and sun. So I figured out how to be sad and turn it into something fun and exciting and positive. Well, I'm hoping I can get this little fence just to keep the chickens from jumping over into it. We'll see. Mark said that's not going to keep chickens from jumping in. And I was like, well, we'll see. Let me try. So I'm probably going to end up with something bigger. But anyway, I missed having a vegetable garden. So I'm going to be able to have a little garden. Because, I've got my tomatoes in pots trying to put where I think I can get barely enough sun. So it will be nice to have more space. So thank you, Sheryl. Thank you. Yeah, they're all elder. Pardon me, I have hiccups now. They're all elderly hens. They don't do a lot of jumping anymore. So when they're little, they'll get into everything. And if you've ever thought you wanted guinea hens or peacocks, that's a whole nother thing. You don't want that. Guinea hens are great for picking up bugs and ticks and something out of your garden, but they get into everything and they'll roost on your house. Peacocks roost on your house. You don't want that. What did Teresa say? Also, if you haven't signed up, if you're at all like Jenny Beyer, sign up for her newsletter. Go to jennybeyer.com, sign up for her newsletter. She said that since they've moved everything over, they've got to make more room. They've got to decide what they want to sell at clearance to get ready, to get set up to do the new business there, the new mail order business, and to get some new fabrics in line. And Jenny, yes, Moonglow is still available. Yes, guineas are loud and they never shut up. They will warn you when I had 10 acres, we had geese. I never had guineas, but we had geese because they would always warn us when someone was coming up the driveway. My driveway was 1,000 feet long, so I like to be warned. But anyway, sign up for Jenny's newsletter if you like her stuff, because she's going to have notions and fabric on sale to make room in their new warehouse or the new mail order center. And Jenny knows how to put good sales on. I've gotten fabric of hers for $3.95, $4, $6 a yard. So keep an eye out for that, okay? All right. Well, if you have any more questions, would you like to talk about anything you're doing? Anything? Because if not, I'll probably go water some driveway plants. Cross your fingers, it rains here. But thank you I want to make sure you know how much you mean to me, how much having you every week to chat with, how much that means, because you guys are so incredible. You share you share your, oh, that'd be wonderful if you can, Susan. But look, if you get like I do, don't stress yourself. But I just wanted to let you know that you make a difference. And that, there's a lot of good in this world, and we're going through a rough patch, but we're going to come out the other side. And, we always come out stronger, better, and happier. And things are changing. Oh, he's home. Oh, okay. Let's hope that he can stay well enough to stay home for a bit. But, I'm so glad. Thank you for telling me. Thank you for telling me. But we're a great group. We have a lot of good to share. We are very resilient. We always come back stronger. Some of the things that have happened lately, the Mississippi flag changing, the Washington Redskins name, look for it. It looks like it's going to change. Mark's company, PepsiCo, or one of the companies saying, hey, we don't want to be a part of that. We're finally learning to think of things through other people's eyes, through other people's experiences, and that can only lead to a happier, kinder world. And when it comes down to it, we get this life, and we need to make sure that it's the happiest, gentlest, kindest life we can make of it, and applaud when the greater people start understanding and get it. And that's important. That's important. So, you're going to be talking. Okay, I'm going to try, Susan. It's hard sometimes for me, but I'm going to try. So, but take good care of yourself. And thank you for spending your time with us. We have Grand has been posting on our site, and that's fun. And our new Pam Varga, that is a lot of fun. And if you have been coming and enjoying our live streams and would like to step up to be a member of the group, pop me an email at ourtimetoquilt@twc.com. If you haven't had a chance to look at my tree video, you might want to see the next best thing to man being able to fly. So he was amazing in that tree, 70 feet off the ground. So what a neat guy. All right, y'all. Y'all are the best. I am going to go and lay in my hammock. And I'm tired. And I hope you've got something fun you can do. And what do you do after this is over on a Sunday? What do you do that's fun? Do you go read a book? Do you go work on a quilt? What do you do? For me, I'm thinking I charged up my Nook, which is my ebook. Okay, Susan. And you know what? If I don't get to the phone, my daughter is bringing over another high schooler who really wants to make money, and we're going to have him move a lot of the mulch that was ground from the leaves and the plants of the tree, the leaves and the branches of the tree that got cut down. So if I don't answer, just leave a message, because I'm probably going to be out watching what they're doing. Marcia does her hair. That's good. Cross stitch. It is too hot to quilt. I can understand that. Eat supper. You going to have anything good for supper, Sonia? Let me see. How far am I from Sonia? I made a key lime pie the other day because we wanted dessert, but it's so hot. So I took a can of sweetened condensed milk, a container of Cool Whip, and about a half a cup of lime juice, and mixed it all together and put it in a graham cracker crust that I bought pre-made. That thing is good. Oh, I put 2 drops of green food coloring. Oh, piano keyboarders for this UFO. Good job. And then Cheryl's reorganizing. Oh, Sheryl, would you come help me finish? I started this in March and still haven't finished cleaning this room up. I'm going to try to get some Sheryl energy going here. So potato salad and some chicken in the crock pot. And then I saved some of the gravy from Christmas when I made a big pot of gravy from the turkey. and then I froze it in containers. So we're going to have chicken breast with that turkey gravy, and I'm probably just going to cook rice in the microwave. Nice and cool, easy. Oh, and green beans. Maria Cuomo. I tell you what, has she been an amazing influence on us or what? Michelle, I'm sorry, I forgot to talk to Michelle, but I love my Michelle. And give those grandkids a hug for me, okay? Well, take good care, everybody. Y'all are the best. Thank you for spending your time with me. Do something special just for you this week. And make sure you get enough sleep because we're tired. Take care. Oh, I love it. Take care, everybody. Mwah. Thank you, Miss Susan and Miss Diane 57. Couldn't do it without you. Bye, everybody. Mwah. Oh, that's a good idea. It does work. It really does. You're right, Cheryl. Take good care. Take good care, our Sonia. Sew or watch TV. Like it. As long as I can do it by hand, sit in the chair with my feet up, I'm a happy girl. Bye-bye, guys. See you Thursday. Bye-bye. And then next week.